This is the Dr. Pepper Coca-Cola Friday Night Rivals.
Week 2 of Friday Night Rivals here on UTV 44, and tonight we start region play, and the Theodore Bobcats have come across the bay to come to the hill here to take on the Spanish Fort Toros. Good evening. I'm Jim Cox, my partner Dan Brennan. Dan, big win for Spanish Fort to open things up, 1-0 to start the year. Theodore, tough loss last week.
Yeah, very tough.
Going against Baker, but you know these teams, as long as they've been around, only played 3 times, and it's been super even each time.
Yeah, that's kind of what you would expect. Very competitive, not just teams, but programs. Year in, year out. Spanish Fort usually does it with defense.
Yep.
And I think, again, tonight, they're going to lean on that defense. And Sam Wilder, number 4, very active guy on the edge. He can get to the quarterback, and that may pay later on, by the way. We'll get around to that. But Wilder, a really good player and somebody who's got some offers at some of the schools around the state.
Yeah, they forced 4 turnovers in that win against Fairhope. Defense really won the game for them tonight.
Yep.
We know Theodore wants to throw the ball more, but they're still going to have to run it tonight, right?
You know, when they do run it, this guy, Abel, is, well, he's more than able, right? Kendrick Abel is a running back that's really stout, at 5'11", 215. He can create his own holes. So if the line block breaks down, he's okay. But look for this Theodore team to actually throw it a good bit tonight.
Yeah, it's a young Spanish Fort team. Their kids really stepped up big in that win over Fairhope, and I think Theodore's still smarting a little bit. They were ahead with 2 minutes to go against Baker, a really good Baker team, and lost that one. Like we said, it's been super even. It went to overtime last year. They played 3 times. Spanish Fort's won 2 of the 3. Never been more than 8 points separating the 2 teams. They've each scored 53 points. We expect the same here tonight on the Hill. Stick around. Kickoff comes up next. 6A Region 1 battle. Number 10 Spanish Fort taking on the Bobcats here on the Hill.
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by Dr. Pepper with the Coca-Cola Red Zone, the Mobile County Sheriff's Department. Join Team Sheriff today. And Greer's Markets. Greer's got it. We guarantee it.
Here at the Hill, one of the greatest atmospheres to watch a high school football game, and they are bringing it here tonight. They're ready to get things going on a Friday night on the Hill, Dan Brady.
Yeah, that's what you get with the crowd. What you get with your football team is one that wins a lot, and they've got a great tradition here at Spanish Fort.
Theodore will get it first. Zach Maggie to kick off. J.J. Bush, the Arkansas commit. We'll talk a lot about him tonight. And DeMarcus Beckham back deep for the Bobcats. Home red unis for the Toros and the white roadies, and they're going to go with an onside kick to start it. Does it get across the 50? It does to the 49, and Spanish Fork pulls off the onside kick to open things up, and they steal a possession. Miles Sink recovers it for the Toros, and there wasn't a white jersey anywhere near the ball. They had to wait for it to go across the 50, Dan.
This was like a 40-foot putt. I mean, and not aware at all is that Theodore front line. They were retreating quickly, and it didn't matter how slow that ball was rolling. Nobody there to get it but Spanish Fort and the kicker himself.
Wow, so stealing a possession to open things up at Aiden Schamberger, the South Alabama commit, 232 yards of total offense last week, 101 on the ground and 131 through the air. He's at quarterback. Juju Bonner, 0. He's their rusher. He had 111 yards last week. Keep an eye out for number 1, Damian Tate, 180 yards plus of all-purpose yards last week, and Schamberger wants to throw it to start things up. Pressure up front. He's going to be wrapped up and brought down for a loss back to the 45-yard line as pressure collapsed around the pocket, and Landon Powell got the stop there, and they lose 5 on first down.
4 new starters on that offensive line for Spanish Fort, and there you get a look at the Theodore defense.
Eli Young, who we're going to talk to about a lot, he's in the middle. He's going to Mississippi State. Bruton, and then you got the linebackers, Bush, a returning sophomore starter, Coleman, Parker Crawford, as Schamberger will keep this one and get past the original line of scrimmage. Powell, the other linebacker there, Lucius Rouser, J.J. Bush, the safety. Keep an eye on him, number 1 here tonight. Schamberger on the design run, rushed for 101 last week in the win over Fairhope.
He's got to come out on third down because the helmet popped off. Break for Theodore.
So they'll bring Jay Thibodeau, the junior, in on 3rd and 10. So Bonner had the 2 touchdowns last week. Got a couple of good young wide receivers. Kylan Bowman at 6'2", number 13, and Tyler Buchanan, number 8, at 6'2" as well, just sophomores. Thibodeau gives it off, and Bonner spins, and he's inside the 45 down to about the 44. Going to bring up fourth at about 4. Now, Schamberger is the punter, so they change out personnel. Looks like they have a punt here. Oh, you steal that possession. You hate not to be able to at least pin them down deep here if you don't get any points.
But that may be all they get out of it now. It's just a field position flip.
Steve Mass takes a timeout. 4th and 5. We'll get our first break early on here. Scoreless. Theodore and Spanish Fort opened up region play on Friday Night Rivals.
There you go. The Smile Cam brought to you by McMurphy Orthodontics will make you want to smile.
Dr. Stedman. Dr. Stedman at McMurphy.
Our sponsors, Cockles Body Shop, Beefo Brady's, Baumhauer's, Rich's Car Wash, and Air in Motion.
So they do bring the punt team back out. Christopher Cunningham. And get a penalty against the Toros. We'll back them up 5 more.
False start against the Toros.
I hate that coming out of a timeout.
I've seen a lot of onside kicks work, Jim. I've never seen one look just like that. Have you?
No, could have used a latte while he was waiting to recover.
Crazy.
Schamberger. Good kickoff, and is that one going to stay out of the end zone? It checks up nicely down to the 3.
Well, Schamberger can kick it, huh?
48-yard. Excuse me, make it a 51-yard punt.
Downs it at the 3-yard line. Great job by the special teams.
Actually, I don't call it 40. Go back to 48. We'll call it officially on the punt, but got a little bit of that rugby-style kick on there, but didn't just boom it through the end zone. That was the great thing.
Yeah, it checked up.
Yep.
And another golf reference. And we're
2 in the first 2 minutes and 20 seconds here.
Yeah, so here's the team that fell behind 21-7 to 7A Baker, a very talented Baker team last week. And they found themselves in a position where they felt they had to throw to get back in it. And they have found that they can throw it.
We see J.J. Bush out of the Wildcat to start things off. And Bush, the Arkansas commit, takes that one all the way across the 15, and they've got some breathing room and a Roof Doctor's first down.
Boy, that's what an SEC safety looks like right there. Plays safety for Theodore on the defensive side of the ball, and teams are looking at him, and Arkansas offered him as a defensive safety.
Had one of the plays of the year in all of high school football last year, that last-minute catch against Gulf Shores.
Yep. Tell you what, till Spanish Fort shows they can stop this, that's a good thing to have in your back pocket right there.
So picks up 7 on that one. Overton, the quarterback. Abel, the running back, he's a big banger, as Dan said. Cunningham on the outside, Sharp there as well. Vasher, big target, number 19. And another first down for Bush here. That starting lineup, they returned 3 back on the offensive O-line there for these Bobcats, including the right guard, 6'1", 324, Jade McCarroll. The Spanish Fort defense, Benny Rivera, Sam Wilder talked about him. Harris, the other outside backer, Logan McDonald. Moreno had a big game in the middle. Butterworth and Shepard, the linebackers. Secondary is really strong with Thomas Edwards, Williams, and Vines. Vines had an interception. Then they'll bring in Henry Perriman as a nickelback as well. He forced a fumble that Wilder picked up last week and ran it in for the defensive touchdown. And now Krishan Overton in. He's hit as that one's floated up the right side. Intercepted, hung up there. DJ Harris comes up the pick, and Harris is going to take it in for the pick 6. Toros.
Here's a guy you mentioned, Marino, that gets to the quarterback enough to just get a piece of it. That's all they needed.
Arshramento Calvert, touchdown applied now at ArshrametoCalvertJobs.com. So they get the pressure and it deflects up, and Harris, 6'1", 210, looked like a big fullback rumbling up the right side.
Yeah, well,
into the end zone.
He had dropped back there in his zone, so he's staring straight at the pass. And what a gift from Theodore. That's 2, really.
So the slow start last week, and now the slow start continues. And Maggie makes it 7-0. So a special teams onside recovery and a defensive touchdown to open things up here for the Toros at home. And they have got the student body very engaged here in this one here tonight. What a start for Spanish Fort here on the hill.
Yeah, you know, the other thing we got a break really this morning. FM Talk 106.5, looking at radar, it was like, oh boy, this is going to be a rough day. And it was rougher in Baldwin County than Mobile, I suppose.
But finally around
Spalding County.
3 or 4 o'clock, things broke, and we've had very little rain at all since that time, and field's pretty dry.
Yeah, it started raining at 7 o'clock at my house, about 3/10 of a mile from here, and it rained up until mid to late afternoon, and then Chamber of Commerce football weather here. And of course, they got the turf that drains so great.
Yeah, it looks great.
So what a start to this one here in the first 4 minutes and 5 seconds on the hill. Flag all the way back at the 6 prior to that one. Starting as Beckham.
By Stone. The first down Bobcats from their 27-yard line.
Maybe it's not a flag. Maybe it's a towel back there. Steve Mask, 12 and 10. It's 3 seasons here at Theodore. Of course, 4 state championships in 10 years at St. Paul's. What a run he had there. And Hall of Famer, 2020, inducted into the Alabama High School Hall of Fame. And he was a Hall of Famer in our book before he officially got the notice, right?
Yeah, he's a Hall of Fame every time we hand him a microphone, that's for sure.
Out to about the 30 on first down is Overton. Doesn't run it much, only carried it twice last week. They only ran the ball 15 times last week, threw it 31. Now, a lot of those passes are probably little bubble screens that are kind of like a running play, but
a lot of them were,
Still, you would think they'd like to have that. They'd like to run it a little more than 15 times today.
Yeah, Theodore usually does.
Abel will do that on this handoff and bring up third manageable here. Abel carried it 7 times last week for 26 yards. He's big, 215 pounds. Benny Rivera came in to make the tackle for the Toros. From the 32, Overton to complete up to the 40. He's got a first down, and Moore is able to get that one to Raheem Vassar. He had 4 catches for 66 yards and a touchdown last week, and he gets another one here tonight. He's the big target at 6'2", and it's a Roof Doctors first down.
Impressive throw by Overton. He knew right where he was going with it. He gets it out quick, Jim.
Yep, they go 4 wide. Parsons to the bottom of the screen. Cunningham in the slot. And Sharp split out wide as well. Low snap. Able to get it to Derek Abel, and that one timing off. Got maybe back to the line of scrimmage, and Marino, the returning nose tackle, able to make the stop.
That was really good awareness by Spanish Fort defense, Jim. Everything they showed, again, looks like coming to the right. Instead, they went right at the boundary with the run.
Second and 10 here for the Bobcats. Now look to throw it out this side, able to get that one off and complete, and Sharp makes a move at midfield. He's up to the 45, and third and about 2 coming up.
It's when you need your wide receivers to be blockers, Jim, and they look like they're pretty well schooled to do that. This is a big part of what they do now offensively. Throws just like that.
We'll get a heat timeout here with 5:24. It's been a wild one so far. 7-0 Toros on top of the Bobcats on the move here halfway through the first on Friday Night Rivals in Spanish Fort.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is exclusively sponsored by SA Recycling Cleaner Companies. I'm sorry, SA Recycling Cleaner Communities, Stronger Future. I'll do that later in the game, and I'll ace it.
But you know, the cleaner communities involves cleaner companies. You have a cleaner
Really
community,
does.
they're cleaner companies.
That was my point.
They didn't want to brag about it. But you can't pile your stuff on my stuff, Dan Brennan. 26 years, you know, we're a little territorial.
I got you.
A little territorial here in the booth, a little behind the scenes.
A little cramped up here.
But a great view here from Spanish Fort.
You know, so impressed with the way the field looks, like from the press box or the stands. Just maybe more impressed when you go down there on the field and you see that even after a day of rain, it was pretty dry.
Yep. There's so much building here. New weight room. They got just everything. Softball, baseball fields in great shape. 3rd and 3 here. Bush on the inside handoff. Ball came loose and recovered by the Toros. Moreno knocked it away. They brought Bush in for the inside handoff. And the Toros come up with the football. Logan McDowell, the senior there. But Moreno blew it up. Moreno had a tackle for a loss and 2 quarterback hurries last week, and he has been all over the field to start this one tonight.
He is a big problem, and they had the penetration there on the inside reverse. They weren't fooled at all.
2 turnovers on their first 2 possessions. And Tim Porter looking on here, and they confirmed that it is a Toro forced and recovered fumble.
Let's give it up for that defense. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
So yeah, Bush comes in at quarterback, and the inside give gets blown up, and Logan McDowell able to fall on it, and now Theodore's defense is going to have to make. Let's take another look here. They go the inside handoff, and Moreno just blew up and hit Abel as he took the handoff. I'm not even sure Moreno realized the ball had come loose at that time.
It was like Moreno knew what was coming.
Schamberger with the give, and Juju Bonner will bang ahead for about 4.
That big push from that offensive line.
Juju Bonner was a receiver. Now running back, you've got 4 new starters on the offensive line.
35-yard touchdown reception last week, so he still knows how to catch the ball.
Yes, he does. He didn't forget. This is what I'm interested in. What can Spanish Fort do offensively against Theodore? Theodore with a lot of athletes on defense.
2nd and 7. Schamberger will give it to Bonner, and that is blown up from the get-go. Bonner tried to break free, but Landon Powell, the sophomore, called his name a couple of times already here in the first quarter.
Both offensive lines a little leaky at times.
Third and 7 here for the Toros. They have dominated time of possession here in this opening, looking for a screen over the middle. It's up and incomplete.
Schamberger's pass.
Trying to get that one up for Thibodeau, the backup quarterback. And so now Schamberger will come on to punt. Again, had the great punt that pinned the Bobcats back deep that set up the pick 6.
Thibodeau, good-looking athlete. I was watching him before the game. And that was a middle screen. Threw it a little high. Theodore busted up.
There's a big stop there by that Theodore
Huge
defense.
Yeah.
Cunningham back deep. Schamberger into the high spiral, and Cunningham will take it at the 11. And Cunningham with a big hit. Juju Bonner down there to hustle down the field and knock him out of bounds at the 15.
First down Bobcats from their 16-yard line.
3.5 to go in the opening quarter. Spanish Fort on top 7-0, and they got the Bobcats pinned deep again here on Friday Night Rivals.
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by Andrews Diesel and Automotive, proud sponsor of tonight's Scholar Athlete of the Week. McMurphy Orthodontics will make you want to smile. And Roof Doctors. Got a sick roof? Call the doctor. Roof Doctors.
Spanish Fort on top, 7-0. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan here on the hill as we open up region play here tonight. And I think Theodore's Coach Steve Mass got to feel like it's 7-0, but things could be way worse right now the way this game has started.
Yeah, really could. And they've moved it on the ground with Bush, not quite as much otherwise. They've really leaned on this young quarterback throwing the football again this week like they did against Baker.
So they didn't turn it over at all last week against Baker, and they've turned it over twice in their opening 2 possessions. Overton last week was 15 of 31 for 230 yards. And inside Abel this time, and Abel's going to get across the 30 and across the 40 all the way out to the 45-yard line, a gain of 29 and a Roof Doctor's first down. And Abel has more on that rush that he had in 7 carries last week against Baker.
Yeah, 26 yards last week, 29 right there. And Abel is a very able running back, and this is what I expect to see more of out of this Theodore offense.
And at 215, if he's in open space, he might not run away from it, but he's really hard to pull down with that size. Overton fires that one over the head of his intended receiver there. He was looking for Beckham.
It's funny, Jim, when you run an offense like this, you can't have overthrows like that. You have to give that play a chance. Quarterback's got to be accurate enough where you have a chance to get 4 or 5 yards.
And you also risk potentially a lateral situation there.
That's a good point.
As well, throwing over the head of the receiver. 2nd and 10. Overton gets that one right to midfield and trying to spin free is the sophomore Chris Cunningham, but unable to get away. Benny Rivera was out there.
Once again, I like Overton's decisiveness as a quarterback. He gets it out really quick. A chance for that receiver to go somewhere, if not for
senior cornerback Traylon Thomas.
Yeah, nice play.
Yeah, able to hold on as Rivera came over late, but Thomas open field. 3rd and 6 coming up here for the Bobcats. Overton, the play clock down to 2. Will play fake now, rolls out to his right. Looking, has some green in front of him if he wants to tuck it down and pull it, and he will. He's going to step out of bounds, but he's going to be short of the first down. It's going to be about a yard shy.
Yeah, if he'd been on the other side of the chains were on the other side of the field, so he wasn't able to see where he needed to get to.
4th and 1, you'd expect Bush to come back in here, back at that Wildcat package.
Be highly recommended, wouldn't it, from what we saw on the first drive.
Gulf Shores on top of Mary Montgomery, 7-0 in the first quarter of that matchup.
Yeah, some of our preseason conversations, we thought Gulf Shores would be better again this year.
Yep, lost last week. Bush on the keeper, and Bush has got it right up the middle. Bush takes it 46 yards for the Bobcat touchdown.
They can run it all night if they want, Jim. Bush is, so far tonight, has been unstoppable. He's got a suddenness to him, and his quickness along with that speed and size. Watch here. Oh, I think I'll go this away. And off he goes.
Short yardage, you got everybody up in the box at 8 there, and 46 yards for the Bush touchdown. And Archler Middle Calvert touchdown. Apply now at ArchlerMiddleCalvertJobs.com. And Theodore comes back and ties this one at the PAT is good, and it is 7-7 with 1:48 to go. And Theodore's just got to have a big kind of sigh of relief over there. Like, okay, now let's settle in here. But everybody packed up at the box, and then one move and he's gone, Dan.
Yeah, one move and he's gone, and they blocked it pretty well too. And again, you have a guy that is just a superior athlete
So we asked Coach Mass before the game. We said, "How good's Baker?" And he said, "They're really good."
Yep.
He rushed it 3 times last week for 8 yards.
Wow. There
And,
you go. That tells you what you need to know.
So what a run on 4th down, 46-yard touchdown, and this one is tied. As we said, these two teams have played 3 times. Coming into tonight's game, they each scored 53 points against each other. Well, now they've each scored 60 points.
They have indeed.
Dead even. The games have never been more than a 8-point differential. 8-3 a couple of years ago. Overtime 24-21 last year. Spanish Fort got the win in overtime.
These teams go about it different ways, too. I mean, you can see as this game is unfolding, Spanish Fort not nearly as physical, certainly offensively, as Theodore can be when they choose to run it through Bush. But the Toros scrappy on defense. And on offense, not a lot of explosive plays. They're trying to work that out.
Noah Hernandez has got a big leg, and he'll send Tate back to the 2. Tate going to be dropped inside the 15. Is good coverage by the Bobcats there.
Tate might be one of those guys for Spanish Fort that is actually capable of an explosive player too.
Yeah, he had a big game last week. 170 all-purpose yards, 8 receptions for 122 yards. Hasn't touched it down offense yet here tonight. Chase Smith says he's the heart and soul of their team.
Keep in mind offensively that this team really hasn't done much. It was a pick 6 for their only touchdown so far. Theodore's defense has been solid.
Schamberger from the 14 gives it off to Bonner, and Bonner going to be wrapped up. Not much room back there. Kyan Parker Crawford, senior linebacker, comes in to make the stop, and Bonner gets maybe a yard on 1st down.
Good looking linebacker.
6 foot, 220-pound senior.
Man.
Now they're going to respot and have him lose a yard. Back to the 13.
Spanish Fort's got to be really careful here, Jim.
Bonner trying to bounce to the outside on the near sideline. He's tripped up in the backfield. Good open field tackle there as Bonner was trying to turn the corner and really know where to go.
It looked like he might have something, but Theodore had an answer at every level.
I think that was Eli, the defensive end, who was giving chase there. Might have been Parker Crawford as well. And now 3rd and 10 coming up from the 15. This may be our last play of the opening quarter. Schamberger slings it out. Bonner. Face mask coming. Yeah, he was trying to just pull him down, and Braylon Eli is going to bail out the Toros here, who are going to have to. They're going to be punting that one from near their own goal line. Just one of those.
Inadvertent.
Yeah. And Bonner's a bit shifty back there, so.
You know, at this point, offensively, what Spanish Fort is going to need is face mask on every 3rd down because they're just not moving it against this Theodore defense.
So from the 13, they'll move that one all the way up.
Personal foul, face mask against the Bobcats. The Baumhauer's 1st down, Toros.
The only thing that Tim Porter left out there, that it was a roof doctor's 1st down. Otherwise, got everything done for us.
Has he been informed of the sponsorship deals we got?
We maybe have to have a little talk with Tim, who always calls a good game. We have him on Friday Night Rivals, and we'll see if Schamberger wants to snap it. He does. Gives to Bonner on the right side, and again, not much doing, but he spins away and able to break a tackle. Bonner all the way up the sidelines as we pushed out of bounds inside the 25. Looked like they had him there.
They did have him.
And he goes all the way up to the 25 and picks up 47. They're going to put it at the 24, 48 yards to close out the opening period. What a run by Juju.
Yeah, I mean, great penetration by Theodore, but they don't get him on the ground.
So all even through one, as the series seems to always be. 7-7 Bobcats and Toros here on Friday Night Rivals. Great crowd here in Spanish Fort. See the one booth with the light on. That's us up at the top. 47 yards by Bonner here, Dan, and really they had him.
They had him, and they thought they had him. And Bonner's run like this all night. He's tough. Got great speed, too, the former wide receiver. Very competitive, obviously. He's a good player.
Bounced off of J.J. Bush, the Arkansas.
Yeah, two really
safety.
good players meet right there.
Well,
Spanish Fort looking for explosive plays. That's what they got.
didn't even need a face mask on that one.
No, they did not.
From the 26. Schamberger going to keep it on the right side, and he stood up there at the 25 and driven back. The Toros want a flag on their sideline, and now they're finally going to get one.
Wow.
Drops in really late. Chase Smith and his team all calling for the flag there as the play kept going on. And a couple of costly penalties on this drive against the Bobcats.
Just mistakes.
Yep.
Theodore mistakes have killed them tonight from the onside kick forward.
Hey, personal foul. Theodore, this is half the distance to the goal line. It'll be first down, Spanish Fort.
And they're in the Coca-Cola red zone. Half the distance puts it at the 12.
The Toros are now in
And the
Rich's
Toros.
Car Wash red zone. And air in motion.
Looking to regain the lead. Willie McCovery, the sophomore, back there with Schamberger. And he'll take it on the left side, brought down.
On the carry. Powell on stop.
It's down to about the 9.
He doesn't go down with the first hit, does he?
Yeah, Powell comes in and makes the stop. He's just 5'8", 155 pounds. Now we got an injured Toro.
Landon Powell, defensive end, outside linebacker.
We'll take a timeout here. Just underway in the second. 7-7 Toros and Bobcats on Friday Night Rivals.
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by UJ Chevrolet, serving Mobile since 1939. ArcelorMittal Calvert. Apply now at ArcelorMittalCalvertJobs.com. And NHTSA. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out.
It was Elijah Pitter, the right tackle, who came off under his own power. And Spanish Fort returns only one starter up on that offensive line.
Yeah, now there's going to be one less.
Second and 7 here. Montgomery stays in the backfield, and they'll give it off to Damian Tate with that speed coming around. And he's knocked down after a gain of a couple as
Down to the 6-yard line.
Kyan Parker Crawford was closing in on that one. Hayden Coleman, the sophomore linebacker for the Bobcats there.
We watched Theodore for a long time. It's hard to go wide on the Theodore Bobcat defense.
Great job by Landon Powell, the sophomore. He's really playing well here tonight. Parker finished it off, but Powell did a good job of just stringing that one along down the line.
Did his job.
3rd and 5 for the Toros. They can get a first down at the 3. Tate in motion the other way. Schamberger rolling, wants to pull it down. Schamberger dives at about the 5, and he's going to be about a yard short of the first down. And so it's going to be 4th and maybe 2. If they mark him at the 5, a long 1 or a short 2. Let's watch Schamberger trying to get there, but coming over to help force him out on the hustle was Hayden Coleman, and they're going to go for it. I think they're going to take a timeout. Here's the play clock winds down to 5. So another big play here in this first half. We haven't seen Bonner after that long run. Hasn't been in there in the backfield since that long run to open things up here.
Well, that'd be a loss for sure. We've watched Schamberger grow up. We saw him playing as a freshman at McGill.
4th down. Smile Cam brought to you by McMurphy Orthodontics. They will make you smile. Those Toros fans are going to smile if they can convert this 4th and 2. They bring in Jay Thibodeau, 6 foot, 180 pounds, the quarterback of the future, you would guess, here for the Toros, but they also bring over Marino and Wilder, the 2 defensive linemen, to come in and block, and Thibodeau going to keep it, and he lunges down to the 1, and it's 1st and goal.
Yeah, he cut up. He didn't even use the power blocks he had to his right. This is a tough kid right here. Like I said, saw him during warm-ups, was impressed with his athleticism, and he showed me something right there.
Roof Doctors.
Look at that, takes a heck of a hit.
Yeah, they had Moreno, they had Wilder in there to block, and they'll keep it just like that. They've got Damian Tate split out wide, but I think this is maybe going to the right, Dan Brennan, behind the 2 big fellas. And now they try to give it off to Pate, and that's, ooh, the timing was just off on that one. They lose back to the 4. A lot of speed, a lot of, and the balls at the near hash, not a lot of room to go here. You got,
oof, boy, that was,
could have been so dangerous.
Yeah, that was almost a turnover. Now
Yep.
Chase Smith is like, okay, we had fun with that. Now let's get Schamberger back in here.
Yeah, that was Powell in there again, and we'll stay with Recovery, the sophomore running back.
No Juju, huh? Maybe a run pass option with Schamberger now.
2nd and goal back at the 4. Schamberger gives it off. Recovery, and he is dropped. It's Caden McDonald Jr. able to make the stop, 3rd and goal. And you mentioned it earlier, Dan, this Theodore team tough to run on. Bush got him down low, and then McDonald came up to finish things off on 3rd and goal.
They're a big physical bunch up front. They are winning their way most of these snaps against the Spanish Fort O-line.
Tate split out along with Bowman at the top of the screen. Schamberger looking to throw, looking for the corner, wide open against McCovery out of the backfield for the Toro touchdown.
Great touch by Schamberger. Again, a quarterback that knows what he's doing, knows what he's looking for. Got the leverage on the outside. Said, I'll just place it right in there. Good execution, good decision. And Spanish Fort, despite having trouble winning the line of scrimmage most snaps, they've got the lead again.
Another Arshler Middle Calvert touchdown. Apply now at ArshlerMiddleCalvertJobs.com. And the Toros PAT away here from taking the 14-7 lead, and they do. And what a drive. They convert on the 4th down. And then they get the touchdown pass on the nice touch from Schamberger to McCovery, and Toros on top 14-7. But again, a couple of penalties really helped on that.
Yep, no doubt about it.
On that drive.
Take what you can get.
The face mask that would have had them punting from back at their own goal line.
Sure.
On a 3rd down. And then the late hit on Schamberger.
Well, he had the great run at the end of the quarter by Juju.
Yep.
We haven't seen him since, though. That's concerning.
So Miles Zink, the sophomore, to kick off here for the Toros, and Bush and Beckham are back deep for the Bobcats, who find themselves down 14-7. Beckham lets it bounce dangerously and picks it about the 23 before he's upended. Actually, that was Beckham back there. Theodore, just there hadn't been a lot of flow in this game for them.
No, they it's funny, these two teams they're not similar. Theodore's just got Are they a running team? Are they a passing team? I don't think they've really established their own identity.
Of course, Theodore forever in 7A, then they came down to 6A when they joined this region. Lots of these teams have only played, now this is the 4th time. Boy, how about the bromance between Coach Mask and Chase Smith? I mean, just
big boys right there.
Great friends. Is this one complete to Krishan Sharp? Yeah, these two coaches really respect each other, really like each other. Coach Mask been doing this 30-plus years as head coach, and Chase Smith in his 8th year as a head coach.
And that's what Mask likes about this kid. Again, very decisive at quarterback.
Butterworth made the stop for the Toros. Sharp and Bassett to the bottom of the screen, and Overton wants to keep it himself, and Overton is maybe up to the 45-yard line before Wilder makes the stop. Wilder had that scoop and score touchdown last week as they forced 4 turnovers. In the first half last week, Fairhope ran 19 plays. They had 19 yards at halftime.
Wow.
Just a
It's also kind of a monsoon over here, too.
It was a Thursday night game. Stingy Toro defense, which that's nothing new here on the Hill. Overton able to get that one complete to Sharp, and Sharp's going to have the first down up to the 42-yard line.
Credit Overton, not a wide window there.
Nope.
Stuck it in there. He trusts his receivers. You can see that. And he trusts his arm, too.
And wasn't rattled after the early interception, and just washed that one right away and came right back out with the confidence. And Spanish Fort going to take a timeout. I don't think they like what they saw defensively there, so we'll take a timeout with them. 6:43 to go in the second quarter. Good one here tonight on the Hill to open up region play between the Bobcats and the home team Toros.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is exclusively sponsored by SA Recycling. Cleaner communities, stronger future.
Jim Cox, Dan Brennan here in Spanish Fort for our matchup tonight between the Toros and the Bobcats. Bobcats 0-1, lost to Baker last week. Spanish Fort 1-0 with their win over Fairhope. Theodore's got McGill next week. McGill up 30-0 in the second quarter over Murphy. Spanish Fort. They go up to Baldwin County next week.
Remember how big that game used to be? McGill and Murphy.
Yeah.
Painting of the cannon. And
it's just it hasn't been a rivalry for a decade now.
At least.
Yeah, a decade plus. You're right. Back in the old Jim Sudahay days at Murphy, it was a rivalry.
You got it.
First down for the Bobcats from the 43. Overton has got Abel behind him. Toros with just 3 defensive linemen, and Abel able to break a tackle, and Abel down inside the 25, down all the way near the 20.
Abel on the carry. Down Bobcats.
Well,
23-yard pickup.
You know what we can say about Theodore tonight is they're multiple. They've run it pretty well. A couple of really good runs by Abel. And they've thrown it effectively too. and still trail 14-7.
They're in the Coca-Cola red zone out of the backfield, able to slip that one off to Sharp, and Krishan Sharp took a big hit around the 17. Pick up about 6.
Had pick 6 written all over it. Lucky to get it over the defender.
Yeah, just over the defenders.
Just.
Yeah, and 2nd and 6. Overton gives it to Abel. Abel on the left side, now cuts it in the middle, back to the outside, and bowls down to the 1. It's 1st and goal, Bobcats.
Yeah, Abel's getting lathered up here a little bit, not carrying him much, but when he does, he's been very effective.
We talked about just how tough he is to bring down.
Yeah.
You can't hit him high.
No, I mean, there's nothing up there. Just a Theodore football player is what he is.
1st and goal at the 1. Abel, he slowed down this time as he couldn't get around Benny Rivera. And bring up 2nd and goal. Mason Edwards.
And Riviera on the stop. It'll be 2nd and goal.
So 2nd and goal. See if Overton just keeps this one in his hands. They go with a tight formation.
Tush push.
Yep, a little bit of that, and he's got Abel pushing on that tush, and he's in for the into the end zone for the touchdown. Bobcats. Overton just lined up and bowled ahead, and that's the Theodore football we've watched for a lot of years. They're just power, power football, right?
It's also the Philadelphia Eagles here recent, but Theodore taking one from their taking a page out of their book, and good drive, solid drive.
Hernandez on to tie it with Overton holding. Miscommunication on personnel there for the Bobcats, but play clock just started, so they're fine. Hernandez perfect 5 of 5 PATs, kicked a 34-yard field goal last week against Baker. Puts this one up on the roof, and it's 14-14. Bobcats and Toros here on Friday Night Rivals. Maybe now, maybe we didn't expect it to get to 14-14 like this, but kind of the evenness is what we did expect.
Yeah, the score doesn't surprise you. We have gotten here in some odd fashion, but Steve Mask, great Hall of Fame career, and always a delight to chat with during the week before the game. By the way, during the 4th quarter of tonight's game, we're going to be highlighting the school bus stop of the game presented by NHTSA. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. This is paid for by NHTSA.
Didn't have to stop, didn't get behind any school buses this side, didn't have to leave till 4:30. Did it? Like last week at Jackson, they had behind 2 school buses with the early departure.
We got to Jackson and it was still algebra. We could have gone to class.
But if we'd have shown up during geography, we wouldn't have got a parking spot. Folks at Jackson so hospitable for us last week. Zink bangs this one to the near side, and Damian Tate right at the sidelines. Tate walks it, and now they're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 14. That's a really good kick.
Really is.
By Hernandez to hang it high and pin it to the sideline.
Well, and it's this close to being a penalty, right?
Yeah.
Out of bounds.
So Theodore was going to get the ball first to open this game, but Spanish Fort with the onside kick, so they'll get it to start the second half now with 4.5 minutes left. Chase Smith would really love the chance to do a 2-for-1 here.
No doubt he would, but how are they going to generate the offense? Let's see, Bonner's back in the game. That would be a big boost, and he is, I believe.
Yep, he's going to line up at a wide receivers. They go bunch 4 to the bottom of your screen. Schamberger looks the other way, throws that one into another tight window, but able to get that one complete to the sophomore Kylan Bowman, 6'2", 190-pound sophomore. Look forward to watching him the next 2 years here in Spanish Fort. Pickup of 7 on first down for the Toros as we approach 4 minutes left in quarter number 2. Schamberger on the keeper. He's dropped in the backfield. Great penetration, able to come in and blow that one up as Jeremiah Bush, the sophomore, started as a freshman and came in and made the stop.
His last name is Bush?
Yep. Loss of 3. Hey, just got a text. You know who's tuning in, watching, who loves plays like that? Terry Curtis.
No kidding.
Watching the game. He hadn't had a chance to do this very often over the last 50-something years on Friday nights.
He had no chance to do it.
He's been, he was always busy, so honored to have Terry Curtis watching our broadcast here tonight. Schamberger looking middle of the field, wide open. And overthrew Damian Tate, who's the speedster. And if he drops that one there, it's 6.
Oh, the overused phrase, like to have this one back, but man, oh man. We got it to him sooner.
Just a little more air under that one. And now Schamberger will have to punt.
Now you got a problem with Theodore starting to feel themselves offensively, Jim. They'll get the ball before the half.
Should be in great field position.
Probably.
Christopher Cunningham stands back at his own 47. Schamberger sends this one out of bounds at the 41-yard line.
Good kick.
Yep.
It did what it needed to do. No return yards. They'll take that. Now it's a matter of
39-yard punt. Yep.
Yeah, buckle up the chin strap and get ready for this Theodore offense.
That was a quick 3 and out.
Yes, it was.
For the Toros. Spanish Fort was up 7-0. Theodore tied at 7-7. Spanish Fort back up 14-7. And then Theodore on that last drive able to tie it up. They come up with the defensive stand. Talk about Terry Curtis watching the game tonight. Of course, he's a Hall of Famer, but he and Steve Mask, despite the fact they coach at UMS and St. Paul's, one of the greatest rivalries in Alabama, just the best of friends.
Agree.
Forever. Overton rolls out, makes a little move, and then trips up to the 37-yard line. Going to lose 3 all told on that one.
Good defense by Spanish Fort. They were in position defensively. And then when they brought some pressure, Overton goes down.
Toros only have 1 timeout here. Otherwise, you would think they get a stop here. Maybe you take a timeout, try to stop that clock, preserve a little bit of time. Overton again rolls out to the right. Bounces back up to the original line of scrimmage into the 45. It's going to bring up 3rd down. For the Bobcats is 2:20 left here in the second quarter. Good coverage by the Toros secondary downfield.
Got to secure that ball. Not a good job by Overton. Swinging that football around. They've already had 2 turnovers tonight.
3rd and 7 from the 45. Overton looking right now. He's going to be hit, breaks 1 tackle, squirts out to the right side and up near midfield. He's going to be a yard short. Now, what does Steve Mask do? Do you bring in Bush? Let's see if you can convert on 4th and 1 from midfield. And
here comes Bush.
Yeah, here comes a timeout by Spanish Fort to stop it with 1:37 left. Overton really trying to get up to the 49, a yard short.
Steve Mask is trying to preserve his offensive, they've got an offensive philosophy here. He doesn't want to throw it all out, the baby in the bathwater, but the fact is when Bush is in the Wildcat offensively, they've been unstoppable.
Yeah.
So in a position like this, obviously that's the way they're going to go.
And they might just keep it in Bush's hands. They had the 1 turnover when Bush tried to hand it off to Abel. Yep. Just let your Arkansas safety just line up and use that big frame and get that first down for Coach Steve Mask.
That'd be my guess right here. Because the quarterback can throw. You get the first down. Now you've got a minute and a half, and you have time to kind of sort things out. They've got a pretty good place kicker, too, if you're thinking about 3.
And he's got 2 timeouts.
Right.
He's been in this situation a few times in 29 years as a head coach.
I was going to say, here I am running my mouth.
Bush out of the shotgun, coming on the left side, and he's got the first down and more.
Number 1 on the carry.
He's a threat to go all the way.
Yep.
Every time he carries it.
6'3", 200 pounds, and just on that left side. And now the Bobcats with the Toros out of timeouts can virtually, unless there's a turnover, can keep the ball out of the Toros' hands to end the half. Overton looking for time, fires in the middle. He's able to zip that one in and get it complete. Able to find the sophomore Chris Cunningham, and he's going to have the first down.
He's got the first down by a step, so they will stop that clock to move the chains. Now go in fast motion right here.
Yeah, they hadn't got the chains moved yet, so they started the clock, but they hadn't got the chains set. Overton quickly get that one off to Sharp, and Sharp took a big hit by Benny Rivera, and now Steve Mask will have to use a timeout here on that one up at the 32-yard line with 41 seconds left.
Good job by Rivera pushing that all back inside. He didn't let Sharp get to the outside where he'd have a lot of green grass, and Rivera, by forcing him in, funneling him in, allowed all his defenders, buddies, to make the stop.
So Theodore was up 31-28 last week against a really good Baker team, and then they scored with 2:14 to go to take the lead, 31-28. Next kickoff, 87 yards back for a touchdown.
Yep.
And they get the ball back, pick 6, and suddenly it looks like a blowout.
Yeah. And
they lose 42-31, but it was 31-28 with 2:14 left, and that changed radically.
Sure did. About as quickly as something can change. And again, I was unaware that that's the way that game went.
St. Paul 7, Baldwin County 7, Mary Montgomery 14, Gulf Shores 13.
Get you some scores here.
And McGill
14-13. Mary G leads Gulf Shores. Daphne looking to go 2-0, 25-0. They lead Pine Forest in the second quarter. We'll see Daphne next week. Baker on top of Alma Bryant, 28-0 in the second quarter, 36-0 McGill over Murphy. Saraland on top of Blunt, 19-0, 7-7 the Makos and Citronelle. But here Overton on second down, crossing, able to get that one complete, and Vassar to the 29-yard line, going to bring up third down. Clock running at 30 seconds, and the Bobcats going to have to hurry here. 24 on the play clock. They get Abel out of there. Overton taking a lot of time. Down to 15. Overton looks, fires over the middle, and it's dropped. Had Sharp, couldn't pull it down, and now they'll bring up fourth down from the 29. So it'll be about a 46-yard field goal here with 12 seconds remaining.
Sharp twisting and turning, can't hold on to it. Little ball, a little behind him. But it was not a bad throw at all. And again, quarterback very decisive. Knows where he wants to go with it.
Yep.
But right now, he's going to have to go in the end zone.
4th and 6. Well, they'd stop with a first down, so if they can, and they have one, they don't have any, should have one timeout left. And they're going to use, I see Spanish Fort took the timeout, but they had
timeout Spanish Fort.
They had Spanish Fort with no timeouts left on the clock there, so that makes me sound dumb.
Became a surprise.
Yeah. So, and the clock ran. So it was at 12 seconds, and now it's 11.3, so they need to reset the clock.
Yeah, Steve Matz is talking to them about that right now.
So you were saying they'd have to go to the end zone, but 4th and 6, they get ideally first down out to the sidelines and stop it, and then you give yourself another chance to then go to the end zone or bring your field goal team on if you get enough.
Yeah, and I think you have a quarterback that you trust to throw any throw. I hope they don't ask him to do it while the lights are flashing. Okay.
So they have not. I think maybe they're trying to get up to the communications up here to the press box to get the time corrected. Yeah, that's what they're waiting for. Now they put 12 minutes and 40 seconds on there, which is a bit much. So it should be 12.4. Now they got it.
12.4.
So clock was stay stopped until the snap because of the incompletion. And here is Overton. Overton with pressure. Rolls out to the near side. Now he may have to look to the end zone. Moreno all over him there, and he's thrown down. It's incomplete, and the Toros come up with a stand. Overton got away from the first one, but Moreno was there, and then he just couldn't find anyone downfield. Again, good coverage by the Toros in the backfield, and Moreno has just been a menace tonight.
He's a relentless football player. So a really fine one.
So Nitsa just texted and said, maybe that's our stop of the game right there. You don't know.
Hey.
You don't know.
You know, if you're going to forecast something like that.
So we'll see if Schamberger you would think just gonna take a knee here as they got everybody in tight to call this one. A 14-14 game at the half, and that's what we'll do. Exciting first half, evenly matched. What we thought coming into this one, and it's where we're at here at the half. 14-14 Toros and Bobcats here on the hill to open up region play. Schamberger with a nice touch on that one in recovery. And it's 14-14 halftime here on Friday Night Rivals.
Educator Spotlight is sponsored by UJ Chevrolet, serving Mobile since 1939. Friday Night Rivals Educator Spotlight is sponsored by UJ Chevrolet, serving Mobile since 1939.
Halftime here on the hill, 14-14, the Bobcats and Toros. Been a good one, as we expected. These two teams pretty evenly matched, opening up region play here tonight. Theodore came out here, and again, they were supposed to get the ball first, but an onside kick by Spanish Fort was successful. Spanish Fort goes down. They're unable to score after that, but then they get a pick six in the first possession. Theodore comes back, ties it up. Then it's been back and forth since then, and that's where we are here at the half. 14-14 between the Toros and the Bobcats. Spanish Fort will get the ball
just
to open things up in the second quarter as we get ready to send it down to Dan Brennan for our Educator Spotlight.
Tyler Countryman is the new, I guess new?
No, sir. I've been here 6 years, actually.
He's the 6-year coach of wrestling at Spanish Fort. Tell us about the program.
Well, like I said, I've been here about 6 years. Wrestling started in Baldwin County about 10 years. We've had numerous state champions, numerous state placers. We've got 60, 70 kids in our program on any given year.
No kidding.
Yes, it's a large team. Got a lot of great kids. Abigail Pendergrass is our student scholar of the week. And she's been a
female wrestler. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She's been a wrestler for our program for numerous years, and she's been a state placer herself, actually.
Talk about the participation. That's incredible that the team's that large.
Yes, sir. Well, I mean, in wrestling you have weight classes, so anybody can be any size and wrestle. So I'm searching the halls for kids who are 75 pounds to 285 pounds. Yeah. So we've got to have a lot of kids to have partners, and we've been lucky with having a lot of kids come out for wrestling.
Yeah, that's a good point. You not only need wrestlers for every slot, you need someone that they can wrestle and get better against.
Exactly, and when you throw in middle school, we've got JV, we've got varsity matches, so lots of kids can get lots of competition. And that's one good thing we have about our sport is there's not a lot of sitting on the sidelines. No. It's practice for 2 hours straight. There's no standing around. It is constant motion, and it is constant matches, I should say.
What do you think the future of wrestling in the state of Alabama, what does that look like?
Well, it's been growing. Like I said, 10 years ago when wrestling started down here, it'd been the biggest growth of a sport in Alabama in probably 100 years, all moving down south. Yeah. And I came down 10 years ago, and there were 2 or 3 teams, and now there's teams in Mobile, there's teams in Baldwin County, and in between us and Montgomery, so it's growing.
I would think that people moving in from other areas where wrestling is very prevalent, that's probably leading to the sport growing, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, we have kids who've moved in from Alaska, and they come to me and they say, I've got a little bit of wrestling background. I'd like to pick it back up. And I said, hey, that's great. So, we take all kinds and from everywhere.
Well, Alaska to Spanish Fort, I'm sure it was a pleasant journey, but they were happy when they got here.
Yes, sir.
Thanks again. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it, and best of luck.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's get to the Theodore side of things right now.
Hello.
Tom Hardigree is the principal at, we might get run over by the band here. Principal at Theodore High School. Talk every year. How you been?
Absolutely. Always doing great. We got a great football game going on. I mean, it's tied right now. The weather's fine. We're all good.
Yeah. Didn't know the weather was going to be fine earlier today, did you?
Oh, absolutely not. We were expecting to pull out the raincoats, wasn't we?
Yeah. Talk about what's going on at Theodore High School, some of the exciting things that you're dealing with on a day-to-day, some of the changes and some of the growth that you're seeing academically.
Yeah, absolutely. Every time you and I talk every year, I always say, what's not going good at Theodore High School, but within Mobile County Public Schools, it's always led by Mr. Threadgill and Dr. Brackens, and they lead us in a manner which you don't have a choice but to be successful. But at Theodore High School, we've got the Boss program going into its second year, which is an accelerated 9th grade program. Our kids are exceptional as far as the attendance report's concerned. We're going to see big gains and growth on our report card this year. So academically speaking, Theodore High School is growing. Athletically, we've always been there, but now academically, we're starting to grow a little bit. I couldn't be more excited.
I was told by Steve Mask that both your quarterback and your running back are A+ students. That's pretty amazing.
Oh, without a doubt. You know, our football team right now is stellar within our school, but I think we got a great student body as well. You know, without a doubt, it's my 4th year at Theodore High School, and I think our faculty is probably as good as I've ever seen. Our student body is exceptional. I'm really looking forward to a great year.
What's next? What's the next big thing out of Theodore that we're going to say, did you see that coming? Some sort of program or something that you're, and maybe an innovation?
Well, you know, this is the 3rd year for that balls program. I said the accelerated 9th grade program, but this is also the 3rd year for our logistics program, which is exceptional. And I think APM Terminals and some of the logistics company around town are really waiting to see how this thing explodes this year. And we start putting kids out into the internship world. So I'm so excited for the opportunity for our students. We have an excellent teacher, Ms. Calvin Hunter, who's in place right now. This is her 2nd year. So she's really driving these kids to understand the purpose of logistics and how it applies to their everyday life. So I'm super excited about where these kids are going to go and the money they're going to make eventually, and how this is going to spark a career that's going to be, you know, lifelong.
Yeah, absolutely. They can get out of Theodore High School, start making good money right away.
Oh, there's no doubt. They can get out there making our money right now. I mean, as soon as within 5 years, and that's exceptional. All you got to do is be, you know, have the drive, have a little bit of effort, and you know, the inspiration to just do better for yourself.
Congratulations on everything going on at Theodore. I know you're excited. You always are. Good to see you again.
Oh, absolutely. Always excited about Theodore. Always excited about being here with you. Thank you so much for bringing us in. And always go Bobcats.
Thank you so much. 14-14 at the half right now. Dan Brennan on the field. We'll be talking with Jim Cox here in a bit. And let's send it back to the studio.
Friday Night Rivals Educator Spotlight is sponsored by UJ Chevrolet, serving Mobile since 1939. The following segment is sponsored by Dr. Pepper and Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola Bottling Company United and Dr. Pepper, again, it is really in our DNA of what we do in the community, is being involved and giving back. We are a part of a lot of things that happen in Mobile and extremely proud of that. You take the Senior Bowl. We're a major sponsor of the Senior Bowl from day one. Minute One's a big part of the community here. You look at the Alabama Deep Sea Fishing Rodeo that's here, just had their 90th year. Well, we were the original sponsor 90 years ago and still there today, along with many other things, from the Shrimp Festival that happens down in Gulf Shores. Actually, it was one of our Coke employees that helped partner to bring the Shrimp Festival to Gulf Shores, and to see that grow time and time and year after year after year to what it's become today is just really what we do. And being a part of the community is something that, to be honest with you, I really get excited about.
all even here at the half on Friday Night Rivals here in Spanish Fort. The Bobcats and Toros 14 apiece. Spanish Fort really struggled to get things going offensively. They hadn't really only got 69 yards of total offense, but they got the 2 touchdowns. And we're here in Spanish Fort tonight to take a look at the Toros schedule. See the little asterisk there? It means that those are UTV 44 Friday Night Rivals games. So the Toros go on the road next week at Baldwin County. Then they're back home here to take on Saraland, game on Friday Night Rivals. Then they go over to Mobile to take on Murphy. Then they go just down the road here about 4 miles to take on Daphne, another Friday Night Rivals game. They're home to Blunt, go down to Gulf Shores, then they're open. They head over to McGill, and then they will close out the season at home with a matchup against the St. Paul Saints, and that too will be right here on Friday Night Rivals. So lots of 6A Region 1 games on our schedule this week and starting this year, and starting with this one here tonight. As for the Theodore Bobcats, they're at home next week against McGill. Then they go back up to Baldwin County, and St. Paul's comes to Theodore. Theodore, of course, hosting St. Paul's. Steve Mask, such great success there in his 10 years as head coach, was an assistant coach there before then. And they got Murphy and Fairhope, their open week, Gulf Shores. Then they go up to Saraland in week 10, and we'll have that game on Friday Night Rivals before they close things out at Blunt to wrap up their regular season and the 6A Region 1 portion of their schedule as well. So tonight, it's 14-14 at the half, and as we do every week at halftime, we get our scholar athletes, and let's find out who they are this week. Of course, brought to you by our friends at Andrew Diesel and Automotive.
Hi, I'm Andrew Zimmerman from Andrews Diesel and Automotive Repair. We're proud to be the sponsor of the Friday Night Rivals Scholar Athlete of the Week.
This week's Scholar Athletes are Krishan Overton of Theodore High School and Abigail Pendergrass of Spanish Fort High School. On the field, Krishan is a proud member of Theodore's football and track and field teams. He was also a member of Theodore's basketball team during his freshman and sophomore years. In the classroom, Krishan has a 4.0 GPA and is ranked 29th out of 268 in his class. He's a member of the National Honor Society and is also a member of the 100 Black Men of Mobile organization. Krishan plans to attend Huntington College and study engineering. Abigail Pendergrass is a member of Spanish Fort High School's wrestling team. She was one of the first women to join the new girls wrestling team and is the first woman to wrestle all 4 of her high school years. She's served as team captain during her senior year and is a 3-time Baldwin County champion and state qualifier. Additionally, she was named the girls wrestling most outstanding wrestler in 2024 and 2025. Abigail is also a member of the Spanish Fort High School marching band, where she has served as section leader in 2024 and 2025, as well as first chair in 2024. Back in the classroom, Abigail has a 4.58 GPA, is ranked 3rd out of 252 in her class, and has an ACT score of 29. She's taken many AP courses, and in 2025, she's receiving an AP capstone diploma and is also being recognized as an AP scholar with distinction. She's a member of the National Honor Society, SGA, Engineering Club, and has participated in the school's theater department. Abigail wants to attend Auburn University and study mechanical engineering. Congratulations, Krishan Overton and Abigail Pendergrass. The Friday Night Rivals Scholar Athlete is sponsored by Andrews Diesel and Automotive Repair.
The best Thursday night lights and Friday night Rivals highlights from across the country.
Sweet wine pump fakes, goes end zone wide open, and one-handed catch. Are you kidding me?
Well, I'll tell you that you're going to watch the defender falls down, and Sheffield still has to make a spectacular grab.
Allen Rolling has time if he wants to run. Rolling has a guy over the middle. It's intercepted right into the hands of Logan Steele, and he's gone. No one will catch the long jump gold medalist and the second in the 100, Logan Steele.
Oh, new running back in the ball game, and he got tattooed and suplex. Speaking of wrestling, that was bad enough right there. And then, bam.
Big number 90, Maurice Horry right there. He got his money.
Wolf fires downfield. He has a man, but lobs it up. It's a 50-50 ball, and it's picked off by Manheim Township. Coming up and making the interception is Dixon. It was a 50-50 ball, and Dixon comes up and has the INT. Dixon, the 5.
Does it get off? Ready, go. Off the line of scrimmage. Look at the speed, the quickness. Good recovery there. Gets it back over to the sideline. Execution for Champ.
Coach Chase Smith at halftime, 14-14. What do you see? Coach Chase Smith, Spanish Fort at halftime, 14-14. What do you see?
No, exactly what we expected, exactly what we talked about. A Region 1 playoff game starting out, 12-round fight. I mean, it's back and forth, and we knew we were going to be right here in it, so let's see what the second half brings us.
I see a lot of your defensive players really playing their heart out tonight. That's Spanish Fort football.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we got to keep doing what we're doing, settle in. Offensively, we're trying to win the game on one snap. We're going to calm down. We got the plays there, and we're going to settle in, and it's going to be a great second half.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you.
14-14 at the half.
We talked about a Region 1.
Spanish halftime, 14-14. What do you see?
No, exactly.
Coach Chase Smith, Spanish.
.14 here at the half, and let's go down to the field. Dan Brennan's caught up with Coach Chase Smith.
Coach Chase Smith, Spanish halftime, 14-14. What do you see?
No, exactly what we expected, exactly what we talked about. A Region 1 playoff game starting out, 12-round fight. I mean, it's back and forth, and we knew we were going to be right here in it, so let's see what the second half brings us.
I see a lot of your defensive players really playing their heart out tonight. That's Spanish Fort football.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we got to keep doing what we're doing, settle in. Offensively, we're trying to win the game on one snap. We're going to calm down. We got the plays there, and we're going to settle in, and it's going to be a great second half.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you.
14-14 at the half.
So, as to what Chase Smith expected, kind of what we expected as well.
Yeah,
Dan Brennan.
Yeah.
Even matchup of the stats.
Funny that the stat you had 53-53. The teams so far against each other, and here we are tied.
Now 67-67. But look, Spanish Fort just total offense in the first half. Just 69 yards of total offense to 236 for Theodore, yet it's tied 14-14.
A lot of that 60-some yards was one run by Bonner.
Yep. And now the Toros will get it back after that defensive stop they had to close out the first half. Hernandez to kick off here for the Bobcats. The clock is running down to. Got to get the clock set here. They added 3 minutes and ran it down. I think they just wanted to have a chance to show off this ridiculously impressive sound system they have here on the hill, right?
Everything is more new and improved at Spanish Fort.
Noah Hernandez takes this one high to the middle of the field and comes to the 20, and not much room there for Mason Edwards.
Mason Edwards on the return. Powell on the stop for the Bobcats.
So Spanish Fort and their offense will head out here. Start this drive at their own 28. And good to see Bonner back out there in the backfield. It's a must for them.
He's been it. He's been the one guy that's made a play on offense. Remember they had the pick 6 to get their first touchdown.
Yep. Damian Tate comes in motion, goes to Bonner. Bonner bounces out to the edge, and he'll get about 3.
Juju Bonner on the carry.
Down there, Braylon Eli, the senior.
I thought, the years we saw Bonner, I thought he was a pretty good wide receiver. I think he's a better running back.
Sure, I would agree. Schamberger, the South Alabama commit, just hasn't got much going through the air. Just 2 of 4 for 13 yards in the first half. He did have the 1 touchdown pass. It's 2nd and 7 here for the Toros. Schamberger will keep it. Slides down as he is met with a big hit there by J.J. Bush. A couple of young men who plan to be playing on Saturdays in the upcoming years. Bush, 6'3", 200, covers a lot of ground back there for that safety position. Was up there to shut down Schamberger, and now 3rd and 4 here for the Toros on the opening drive of the second half. Schamberger fires it out, able to get that one complete. Breaking a tackle is the sophomore, Kalen Bowman. And Bowman out near midfield. He's going to have the first down and pick up about 17 up to the 48 on that one.
Yep, he needs these sophomores to be present tonight and continue to grow throughout the year.
Just tough sophomores. It's a lot to ask.
Yeah, it's tons to ask sophomores to be on the field with just one guy alone, Bush.
Yep. Buchanan and Tate split to the bottom of the screen on 1st and 10 for the Toros. They come out to Tate. Tate looking to get a block from Buchanan, and he'll fall forward up to about the 45-yard line. Kevin Luscious able to make the stop for the Bobcats.
Get about 3.5, 4. They'll take that.
2nd and 6 Toros.
Bonner stays in a tailback with Schamberger.
See if they take a shot here, Jim.
Bonner will get another 3 and bring up a 3rd and manageable here for the Toros.
A lot to ask your offense. Sustained drive against a defense like this.
They really haven't had one tonight. You know, they had the drive that had 2 penalties to help them and the big run in the middle.
Yep. That was it.
Yep. They had just 4 first downs in the first half. Theodore had 11. A 3rd and 3. Here for Schamberger and the Toros. Schamberger zips it right to the near side, and he's able to get the sophomore Buchanan, and he's got the first down, his first touch of the night.
That's a Baumhauer first down Toro.
A couple of bookends at 6'2" wide receivers for the Toros here.
They're producing already against a very good Theodore defense.
Luscious there in tight coverage as well. But up to the 35. This drive has taken 3.5 off the clock already. for the Toros. Bonner around the left side trying to turn the corner, and Bonner will from the 35. He bounces it inside the 20, and he'll pick up 17 into the Coca-Cola red zone. And you can see that one setting up when he was able to get going north and south.
Lost containment on the far side of the field. Bonner's got the speed and juice to take advantage of that. Out of nowhere, Spanish Fort finds an offense.
Marching it. Right back to Bonner, but this time the pressure from Daniel Bruton there to stop it.
Now you might think that's over aggression. You got to hold on to Bonner. He showed us that in the first half.
And I'm sure that the Theodore defensive players were reminded of that by Coach Mask as well.
Yep.
He loses 3 on that one to make it a 2nd and 13 coming up.
One way to beat Theodore is keep the ball away from them.
For sure.
And Spanish Fort has done that so far here in the second half.
Tight bunch at the end of the line of scrimmage to the right side, and Schamberger gets it to Bonner. Bonner in the backfield, reverses course, still trying to go away from those defenders, and it's going to result in another big loss all the way back to about the 27-yard line.
I wouldn't recommend that sort of pattern in terms of after he caught the ball. What he did was hurt again.
That's like a holding call. It's a 10-yard loss.
But with Bonner, it's kind of like take your chances because he's so exceptional. But he finally runs out of space. He looks a little banged up, Jim. Looks like that left arm.
They got 3rd and 20 coming up
down.
And he just was trying to get off the field and goes down. So we'll take a break as well. 3rd and 20 coming up for the Toros. We're back after this on Friday Night Rivals.
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by Dr. Pepper with the Coca-Cola Red Zone, the Mobile County Sheriff's Department. Join Team Sheriff today. And Greer's Markets. Greer's got it. We guarantee it.
Car wash, air in motion, Blue Water Millwork,
Jim Cox, Dan Brennan back here in Spanish Fort. Juju Bonner back on the bench after getting injured on that play in 3rd and 20. Coming up for Chase Smith and the Toros, and they'll wind the clock here and see if you try to get a chunk and maybe try your field goal if you can at least get some of it back to see if you can get a field goal on attempt on 4th down. If you can't get the first, 4 receivers to the bottom of the screen. They get it to Damian Tate. Tate trying to turn the corner. He does with that speed. And he's going to get it inside the 15 down to about the 13. And still going to leave him about 10, about 4th and 9 coming up here. So now you bring the field goal team on. Zach.
Capable field goal kicker, we noticed.
Yep. Made 2 last week from 35 and 37.
Look at what Schamberger did there, Jim. He threw it to the right spot. He got rid of it quickly, gave it to the back where he could quickly make his move, then throw it behind him, then throw it in front of him, got it right to him.
Also,
and that helped preserve the run, actually.
For the right-footed kicker, gets it over here to this hash, which is an easier angle than kicking it from the far hash.
True.
And Maggie's kick is up and good, and the Toros regain the lead at 17-14, and he is 3 for 3 on the year. Field goals, and Toros knocks out.
They're smiling up there somewhere. It's the Smile Cam brought to you by McMurphy Orthodontics. Will make you want to smile or do some push-ups.
I'll tell you one guy, that young man, as impressive as that was, doesn't want to get in a push-up competition with Dan Brennan. You can knock out some push-ups.
They knocked me out more like it.
17-14, great execution on special teams by the Toros there to 31-yard field goal, and Spanish Fort takes half the quarter and comes away with the lead 17-14.
Quite frankly, it's something we didn't see the whole first half.
Miles Zink sends this one down to Bush at the 10. He had bobbled it momentarily, and now he spins at the 25, still on his feet, and wrap him up about the 27-yard line.
That's a big return, man, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good night.
You had mentioned it earlier. Steve Mass mentioned before the game. Just looked at it on the field, and like, that's what a Division I college football player looks like. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how he plays too.
Yeah. Prototype me a SEC safety. 6 foot.
6'3", maybe.
Yeah,
right?
6'3", 200 pounds, rangy, fast.
Yeah, there's SEC schools that don't have one like that.
Yeah. Now under center, Overton gives it off to Abel. Had Tate Payne in there, the fullback. Don't see the I formation very often these days, Dan Brennan.
Now they're showing us a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Well, you said they're multiple, and now they're just...
Now they're proving my point. Now, we saw the I formation with Theodore back in the day.
That's all we saw.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Abel breaks a tackle on the left side, and he's going to be up close to the sticks at about the 37-yard line. And it's going to be enough for the first down.
Yep.
Everybody going to the right and opens things up to the left. And again, he's also one of those backs, always falls forward.
Yeah.
Just picks up a Roof Doctor's first down there.
The defenders had their heads down, and he was able to bounce off them for yards they didn't think were coming.
Overton, whoa, that one kind of hung in the air a bit as he was trying to get Cunningham, and incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
Traylon Thomas was out there on an island with Cunningham, but that one kind of fluttered a little bit and
almost turned into Paradise Island.
Yeah. Now they'll send Vassar split out wide and right back to Abel on the left side, and Abel pulls ahead up to about the 42. 3rd and 5 coming up for the Bobcats as we approach 4 minutes to go in the third.
This is like a completely different offensive look for Theodore this half.
It feels different offensively for both teams.
Yeah, right.
What Spanish Fort did to open things up.
Certainly the success. Schematically, they're coming at you with tight formations and fullback and quarterback under center, and welcome to 1973. I think Theodore moved.
Yep. Toros were showing some blitz as Anderson Butterworth had jumped up there, and then movement on the left side. I think Sharp might have been the first of a few Bobcats that moved, and now you go to all the way back to 3rd and 10. Yeah, it was Caden Lawler, one of the returning starters on this offensive line for the Bobcats, and now 3rd and 10 for Overton and company. Overton looks right now over the middle, tried to thread the needle, and it's incomplete.
Broken up by Henry Pullman.
Henry Pullman broke that one up as he was trying to get it to Krishan Sharp, and Overton not afraid to try to put one in a tight window, is he?
He's got a good arm. He's got faith in what he's doing, but Sharp doesn't come down with it. Bobcats give up a long drive and now stall out themselves.
Hernandez
Damian Tate to return for the
here to punt. Tate will stand back at about his own 30. Hernandez with a good kick. Tate lets it bounce, and now he decides to grab it at the 26, and the speedster gets to the outside, and Tate with a good return up to the 48-yard line. Gains 18 on the return. Spanish Fort with great field position here after they get the defensive stop.
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by Andrews Diesel and Automotive, proud sponsor of tonight's Scholar Athlete of the Week. McMurphy Orthodontics will make you want to smile. And Roof Doctors. Got a sick roof? Call the doctor. Roof Doctors.
There's something for everyone.
Every day is game day.
Jim Cox, Dan Brennan here in Spanish Fort, our great Friday Night Rivals crew. And a great crowd here tonight in Spanish Fort. Watching this one as their Toros came up with a defensive stop there, and they have it back. Here just shy of midfield. Schamberger, far side, able to get that one complete off to the sophomore Bowman. Picks up 6 on first down.
Sophomore's doing a lot of good work for Spanish Fort, and that's something that Chase Smith talked to us about before the game.
Yeah, just see through the course of the year, the confidence grows of those young players. It's just, and just from being a sophomore to a senior, it's just everything, mentally,
Miles.
physically, yeah, for sure.
Unless you're Ryan Williams.
2nd and 4. Bonner cuts it up the middle, and Bonner has got a Roof Doctors first down to the 35-yard line. The Toros on the march. again as we approach 2.5 here in Bonner. He's hobbled again. He's been banged up multiple times this evening, so they'll bring McCovery back in. The Toros with it at the 35. Schamberger pressure coming, rolling out, able to get that one away as Landon Powell was on the blitz. Hadn't seen Theodore blitz a lot here tonight.
Now, how about Landon Powell's only a sophomore too? He's played really well tonight, hasn't he?
Maybe could have been a holding there as Petard had a handful of jersey as he went whipping by him. And there's a flag back at the 48. Maybe intentional grounding. Dan, I think it's what it's going to be. It's not where the call. I thought he had a receiver coming back, but this is going to be a costly one and a loss of down against Schamberger. The pressure, that's what.
Very well-timed blitz, Jim. Look what they got out of it.
Let's take a look here and see if there's pressure comes from the left side.
He had pressure up the middle, on the left.
Yeah.
After the play, it's ruled a intentional grounding against the Toros.
So it'll be loss of down and put it all the way back at the 50. So 2nd and 25 now for the Toros. Recovery goes in motion. Schamberger fires it out as his last resort, and recovery brought down good open field.
On the reception from Schamberger.
Tackled there by Bush, the sophomore, and bring up 3rd and long. Dr. Stephanie Poe of Fairhope, a Theodore High School graduate, watching the game tonight down in Fairhope.
What do you do here, Jim? Because I've got no clue.
Yeah.
Maybe a screen.
3rd and 24. Hadn't seen a quarterback draw or anything like that much out of Schamberger tonight. Over the middle, fires, and that one incomplete as it was high. He was trying to go for Bowman, but again, a little pressure came back on here.
Yeah.
So, boy, you're down to the 25-yard line. Now you're going to punt. Theodore's defense rises to the occasion there.
Theodore offense has only had the ball maybe 3 minutes this quarter so far.
Yeah, it was a quick 3 and out, and Schamberger will punt this one from the 49. Line of scrimmage at 49. He stands back at about the 35. Kind of a looping snap. Schamberger, another good kick, and Beckham takes it at the 15. There's a flag there, and so Theodore going to be pinned back deep into their own end. Benny Rivera on the special teams tackle. Marker all the way back at the 11-yard line. So Steve Bass not happy about something on the far side. Bass. We're having a little chat with Cunningham. Explanation with Steve Mass. So this one going to be against the Toros, and I think he's going to make him
punt it again
for sure. Let's listen. Illegal shift.
Closed captioning, by the way, for tonight's game. is exclusively sponsored by SA Recycling. Cleaner community, stronger future.
You did ace it, as you predicted. Did ace it. So Schamberger again. And same kick down to the corner. And to Marcus Beckham. Out across the 20. So we're inside a minute to go
On the stop.
in the third quarter. And now you kind of feel like it's Theodore who needs to get a little something going on offense.
Yeah, they came out here in the second half, a completely different approach than the first half. To be honest with you, you know, it's Wildcat with Bush.
Yeah.
That's the golden ticket right there.
Overton gives it off to Abel, and Abel with a big gap up the middle. And he'll pick up 13, and he's got a Roof Doctor's first down.
Abel's not been a bad second option.
As Overton gives it right back to him on the right side, and Rivera was the first one there for the Toros.
Abel on the carry, no gain.
Pick up a yard, and
Rivera on the stop.
let's see if Steve Mask wants to run another play or just let this one run out and head to quarter number 4. I think that's what he's going to opt to do. Maybe they get one more here. Overton decides, yep, we'll snap it one more time. They do. Overton covers downfield. Now he's going to try to take off, and Marino was in there first along with Benny Rivera. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it, and that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. Marino a little slow to get up, but I bet he's out there when the fourth quarter starts. Toros and Bobcats 17-14. Good one here, 6A Region 1 opener on Friday Night Rivals on the Hill. And ready to start the fourth. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Toros on top 17-14. We've had some good defensive play here tonight, Dan Brennan.
Yeah, you want to stay tuned. Later in tonight's game, we'll be highlighting the school bus stop of the game presented by NHTSA. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. Paid for by NHTSA.
Every state and the District of Columbia. Also, not District of Columbia, you got to stop for a school bus there too. Here we go.
In the district.
3rd and 9. Overton has time, scrambles back, trying to get away from Wilder, still has time, does elude Wilder, waits, fires, and incomplete toward the Spanish Fort sideline. Christian trying to make something happen there. Well, he's calm in the pocket with Wilder bearing right down on him.
Yeah, well, we talked about
He put on the
Wilder.
school bus brake stop on that one.
Wilder had those 4 tackles for loss a week ago, and you can see that's part of his game. He's a disruptor, penetrator.
Damian Tate to return for the Toros.
Damian Tate.
He's got some speed.
Stands back around the 30. Hernandez will bang it to him at the 31. Tate tried to go straight upfield, upended at the 35.
Line, first down, Toros.
And Spanish Fort will bring the offense back out here early in the 4th. Some other scores to pass along. Good one tonight between Mary G and Gulf Shores, 20-19. Mary G with a lead there. Daphne still up top of Pine Forest, 25-6. Baker rolling past Bryant. Foley leads BC Rain, 16-7. Saraland, 26-0 on top of Blunt. Here's Spanish Fort, ranked number 10 in 6A. Schamberger gives it off to Bonner. Bonner sometimes gets low behind the line of scrimmage, and he gets hard to see from some of those defensive players, too.
Yeah, he's only about 5'10", 5'11", and strong, but very elusive, too. He's got a lot to his game I like.
Flag on the far side. Illegal block against the Toros. Saying we didn't have a lot of penalties in the first half, and now they're starting to accumulate a little bit here in the second half, and this is going to put Spanish Fort again behind the sticks in a big way. That's a 15-yarder all the way back.
That's because of how serious that infraction is.
So they'll stay first down, but it's 1st and 25. Now you have to be careful here about a turnover when you're back this deep as well. Schamberger gets his Toro teammates set. Looking to the right, wants to air it out wide open, and he shot it over the head of Tate. And if Tate, he gets that, he's celebrating.
Yeah.
Back down by the field house.
He's accelerating and then celebrating. And was that the second time that Tate was missed on a deep ball? First half, right over the middle.
He really had a step there.
Yeah, that was more than we even saw in the first half. You're thinking 1st and 25, what can you possibly call? Well, they almost had the answer.
Schamberger now at 2nd and 25 for the South Alabama commit. Give Bonner spins up to about the 24 and still going to bring up 3rd and 21. Eli with the tackle for the Bobcats.
Yeah, great on Eli. Nobody to mess with. These linebackers are good too. Coleman and Parker Crawford, really good football players.
Bush has played well and started as a freshman for this Bobcat team last year. 3rd and 21 with Bonner next to Schamberger. Tate races up to the top of your screen. Play clock at 1. They just get it off a low snap, looking to set up a screen, and it's overthrown and incomplete as he was trying to get to Bonner and bring out the punt team for the Toros.
Well, you want the rush to come when it's a screen, but maybe that time the rush was a little too fierce.
Couldn't get much touch on that one. Schamberger will punt from inside his own 10.
You're going to reach into the jar and pull out what kind of offense for Theodore here? What are they going to do?
DeMarcus Beckham stands back at the 40. Bad snap as it bounces, and now pressure coming, but still Schamberger sends that one all the way back to the 37-yard line. Schamberger could be punting on Saturdays as well.
No kidding.
I mean, he really.
Yeah, he's legit, right? So Theodore spread offense much of the first half. Also wildcat with Bush, which personally I would highly recommend. And then a lot of tight formations here in the second half.
Okay. Overton, little play fake, now dumps it out of the backfield, able to get it off and complete to Sharp, but Sharp gets about 3 before he's cut down in the open field. Mason Edwards able to make the stop.
Yeah, good play by Edwards coming up out of the secondary like a rocket. Pick up a 2.
Abel on the left side. He has some room, still on his feet. Abel inside the 40. Abel all the way inside the 30. And they'll bring him down at the 25-yard line.
Abel 13 carries now. How many did you get there?
27 on that one.
13 carries, 117 now. We're starting to see just what he can do. It's not just him, good blocking too from the Theodore offensive line.
And we got a Toro going down, maybe it just looks like a cramp in the secondary for the Toros there, so we'll take a break. 3 minutes gone by in the fourth, 17-14. Toros on top, but the Bobcats on the move.
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by UJ Chevrolet, serving Mobile since 1939. ArcelorMittal Calvert. Apply now at ArcelorMittalCalvertJobs.com. And NHTSA. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out.
First and 10 coming up here for the Bobcats. And at the end of tonight's game, of course, we'll have our Coca-Cola United and Dr. Pepper one-of-a-kind player of the game. Had a lot of choices in this one, and we still got 9 minutes to go.
Yep. The actual choice may reveal himself in the next 9 minutes.
Now they come the direct snap to Bush, and Bush on the left side. Only get a couple as they put Overton out in motion on that one. And
2 yards, second and 8.
Took Bush, ran it to the boundary. Spanish Fort had an answer for it that time.
There's a flag back at the 24, looks like. Yep. Maybe a receiver holding on the edge. Out there now, looks like it's going to go against the Toros. Personal foul, dead ball at the end of that.
Ooh, okay.
Half the distance in a first down coming up. So up to the 12 and a first down for the Bobcats. And now Bobcats go on a hard count and they get up the Toros to
jump a little bit. Toros getting frustrated here. Bobcats moving it on the ground, and you can see Spanish Fort feeling a little helpless at this point.
Yeah. 1st and 5. Overton gives it off to Abel. Abel bowls ahead, still on his feet, pushes, and he's down to the 1, and it's going to bring up 1st and goal for the Bobcats.
Yeah. Took a while to see it, but welcome to what we know to be Theodore football.
Abel on the carry.
Good blocks on the offensive line too, but Abel breaking tackles.
Had him back at the 6.
He really did.
Little tush push coming up again. Dan Brennan.
Yeah, here we go.
Overton. I don't think he got there.
No.
No, sir.
So they'll bring up 2nd and goal. And now we'll see some more substitutions by the Bobcats. I think we'll bring in Bush.
I bring in Bush for sure. And it'd be like a Larry Bird. We're going right here. And just go ahead and run the play.
And Abel will stay in, but they don't go under center. They go under shotgun. Bush on the left side, and he'll walk this one in easily for the Bobcat touchdown.
Look, he was avoiding towels at the beach. I mean, he was that relaxed. So confident in his own abilities, Jim.
Stepping over a fiddler crab on his way into the end zone.
Maybe.
And it is another ArcelorMittal Calvert touchdown for the Bobcats.
A lot of good blocking up front. They ran power, and power it was.
Visit ArcelorMittal Calvert jobs.com. Actually, I'll read that and it'll make a little more sense. Hopefully, if I can. But Dan Brennan has stolen my paper, so I have to. We need an intern up here to keep us straight. So that would be an ArcelorMittal Calvert touchdown. Apply now at ArcelorMittalCalvertJobs.com. PAT is good.
Probably should have just had me read it.
It's usually a good answer for no matter what the situation is.
Right now with Spanish Fort, Jim, suddenly they're down. We've noticed the push that, the winning of the line of scrimmage most of the night by Theodore, and yet Spanish Fort most of this game has had the lead. Now they don't, and they find themselves midway through the 4th quarter. Closed captioning for tonight's game is exclusively sponsored by SA Recycling. Cleaner communities, stronger future.
Well, the Toros trailing for the first time here tonight, 21-17. Opening game in region play for both these squads. What a kick into the end zone there by Noah Hernandez.
Really good kick.
And landed at the 1 and bounced into that Black Toro end zone there. Bringing it out to the 24 Spanish Fort. The last 2 drives, they had those 15-yard penalties, really put them behind the sticks.
Yeah, you're right.
They got down to the 25 and ended up punting from midfield.
Yeah, they've had penalties help them tonight, but last drive, the opposite. Bonner, 90 yards on 12 carries. He's been the answer offensively, as you see Schamberger jogging out there, the quarterback.
From the 20 for the Toros, Bonner up to about the 23. 3 hard-fought yards there for the senior Bonner.
Schamberger's 9 of 15 for 53 yards, Jim. So you're at some point going to have to lean on the part of your offense that really isn't producing tonight.
Yep. But still plenty of time left. 7 minutes. Remaining in this one here on the hill. Schamberger looking in the middle of the field, and that one's high and over the head. His intended receiver is Kylan Bowman on him. Schamberger's been high on several throws tonight.
But that was Bush back there, J.J. Bush. That's a 6'3", 200-pound guy chasing that little receiver in the middle of the field and doing a really good job.
So 3rd and 7. Here for the Toros. I'm sure they'd like to get Tate the ball more if they could here in the second half. He's in the slot to the bottom of the screen, number 1. Schamberger rolling out to the right side, looking, buys some time, fires it up, and he's able to get it to Buchanan, who's pushed out of bounds, but he's going to have the first down, the sophomore. Is there a flag? No, it's not a flag. It's not a flag. It was picked up, got it up to the 45.
We do have a flag, too.
Okay, it is over there, and it's going. I think he might have pushed off when he. Is that what we're going to say? When Schamberger scrambled, made a little motion to the. Did the sophomore Buchanan push off? We just
wow.
Another penalty on the Toros.
Talked about the penalties.
Schamberger was under duress. Suddenly, the receiver was wide open. Let's see what the call is here.
So he makes a little move for him
to. Ineligible man downfield.
Ineligible. So he had a lineman down the field during the scramble.
Yeah, but the flag was dropped way over on the far sideline. We didn't expect that to be.
How does Coach Smith stay so calm after a call like that? I mean, I'm sure it was a good call, but backbreaker for sure.
All the way back to the 16. So 3rd and 13 coming up. Schamberger going to pull it down. He's going to take off on the right side. Schamberger makes a move at the 30. He's got the first down, still on his feet, and falls down at the 37-yard line. And he'll pick up 21. And he's got a Toro first down, a much-needed Toro first down.
He is a competitor. Schamberger now a senior. We watched him for a long time. He's grown up to be a player that can do things like this on a really big down and distance.
Yeah, was able to get away from Kyan Parker Crawford, the linebacker, and up to the 36 as we approach the halfway mark here in the 4th. Tate comes in motion to the bottom of the screen. Schamberger on the keep on the right side this time, and he'll step out of bounds on a flag.
On the carry. There's another penalty on the play.
At the end of that one.
Any idea what the penalty is here?
Reach up and get him on the face mask a little bit there, huh?
Wow.
Another penalty against the Toros.
Hot calls. He'd already turned the corner so fast you don't see here. Oh, right in the middle of the Super Bowl, just totally away from the.
Yeah, from the play itself.
Yep, Bo Pollock when they flagged it on. Spanish Fort has been behind the sticks a bunch here. And
heat timeout.
Get our heat timeout with 6:01 left in the 4th. Maybe a 1st and 20 coming up. For the Toros after we come back from this break here on the hill. Spanish Fort and Theodore, a good one tonight here on Friday Night Rivals.
Ooh, it's a smile cam again, brought to you by McMurphy Orthodontics. Will make you want to smile. Like Spanish Fort High School varsity cheerleaders.
If you're a high school football fan, you're smiling watching this game here tonight.
No kidding.
What a great game. First and 20 after the holding call against the Toros. Schamberger, little pump fake. Going over the middle, is able to get that Bonner with a nice tap up, and he's got the completion and the first down across midfield.
Hand it to him, throw it to him. He's your guy right there.
29 yards. What a catch by Bonner. One-handed, this one had some zip on it. Tapped it up. Came up with a catch. And so much for being behind the sticks. Now they're at the Theodore 45. Feels like Spanish Sports offense been out here the whole second half, doesn't it?
It does.
Bonner, little tap dance in the backfield. Ball comes loose, and it's recovered by Theodore. Came out and just bounced right into the hands of Kevin Licious, the cornerback.
Got a player down.
And a turnover by the Toros, and I think is that Bush? Let's see. Ball got knocked out as that was Ladriel Payne, the junior, who got him from behind. And then came right to Lucius, and at the end of the play, that's Troy Burks.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Yep.
Friendly fire.
So he's down, but the Bobcats offense will get it back, and he's up. And
Jim, what you said reminded me of this. Spanish Fort's offense has been on the field a lot here in the second half. Conversely, so has Theodore's defense.
Yep.
And I'm thinking to myself, at some point, they might get a little tired and let something pop. Nearly happened there. If you're Theodore right now, you want to do nearly anything and everything you can to keep this ball away from Spanish Fort. The remainder 5-16 in this game.
Yeah, they'd love to see Abel continue that lather he's had going, right?
Yep.
Right back to him, and Abel drops the shoulder, and he's going to move it up near midfield. He's going to pick up 13 on first down.
He's closing in on 150 yards for the night, and he had very little going on in the first half. He had a couple of big runs, but really didn't have many touches.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. They would just talk about NFL Sunday, so have the 4-minute drill. You get the ball back and lead 4 minutes. Can you close the game out? That's what Theodore would just love to do right now. And you can see it's the first time.
Well, it matches what they do well. It really does. So now the onus is on Spanish Fort to get some stops. Not a real big defensive front.
Abel's big hole on the right side, and Abel inside the 30 all the way down to the 25. He picks up 25. I think Abel heard us talking about the player of the game, saying, hey,
look
watch
at
this.
Me. Yeah.
I'll present myself. 2 hands on the ball.
Look at that. Wow.
Yeah, and now you go from thinking, can we just run as much clock as now can we salt this one away with 6?
No doubt. And you don't mind giving the ball back to Spanish Fort if you just scored a touchdown.
Sure.
It's in the rules of the game.
You don't have a choice.
You don't have a choice.
Abel on the right side, and we talked about just how tired are you of trying to tackle Abel at this time of the game as well? He's so big.
Jim, especially the back end.
Yep.
You know, the guys that weigh 175. Last line of defense, because he's running right through the first and second level.
Bobcats in the Coca-Cola red zone here at the 16, and happy to take a lot of time off the play clock as this is down inside 10 now. Oh, they weren't ready for the snap, and Overton just falls on it.
Ooh. Of all the things.
Fumble on the play, recovered by Overton.
Unreal.
Bring up third down.
Good awareness by Overton, just a fall on it as well, not like. But now it's 3rd and 6.
Giving Spanish Fort reason to believe here.
They have a good kicker as well, as Spanish Fort does, both teams. Play clock inside 9, but they sure love a first down here.
Back to Bush.
Overton gives it off Abel on the right side. Now Overton keeps it himself, and Overton is brought down at the 5, but it's 1st and goal.
My bad. I thought that was Bush in the Wildcat, and it was Overton himself.
Fake the handoff, and now you hate to say this, but at that point you're almost thinking Spanish Fort, it might have been better if they scored to keep the ball back with the time going. Now you're going to be forced to use timeouts, and you got it at the 5, and they're not going to snap this one until about $1:45 left on the clock, and they stay with Overton and Abel there. Overton gives it to Abel on the right side, and he'll take it in for the touchdown. Kendrick Abel Jr. goes in for the touchdown, and Theodore suddenly up by 10, looking to make it 11.
Theodore easily the more physical team tonight, Jim, and when it counted most after that big fumble, it was Abel, and that's all about that they needed.
And the PAT is good, and Theodore has scored 14 unanswered. And they have the lead with just 1:48 left in this one.
Theodore's going to be a tough team for a lot of teams in 6A to match up with, don't you think?
For sure. And again, just week 2, and you see teams continue to improve as the season goes on, but it really just didn't run the ball much at all last week. Just 91 yards on the ground. And this week, they've really been back to Theodore type football.
35 rushes, 300 yards tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, that's who they can be.
So they're home against McGill next week, then at Baldwin County, and then the St. Paul's matchup. Always a emotional time for Coach Mask, as Tate will take it back to the 1. And Tate with that speed right up the middle of the field across the 30 to the 31-yard line. And I'm going to need to see some tempo here coming from. We know they can pull off an onside kick, but
yeah, first things first.
Yeah. So each team with all 3 timeouts.
Spanish Fort in need of 2 scores, less than 2 minutes.
Mary G leads Gulf Shores 22-19 in the 4th quarter. Low snap, Schamberger corrals it, looking right side. Pressure coming, he's going to be dropped back at the 20, and Spanish Fort going to have to take a timeout as Braylon Eli with the sack. That'll be a loss of 9, maybe about 7. They spotted up at the 24. Eli came and put the big hit on Schamberger. And so Spanish Fort has to use the timeout. Now they got 2nd and long coming up here. Good job by Schamberger to hold on to this football. Kind of a fortuitous spot all the way up at the 24.
So where they put it.
Yeah. I mean,
Schamberger pumped. I think what he wanted, he wasn't quite comfortable with it. And that pump fake allowed the defense to get on him.
There's no forward progress or anything. There's we look at Spanish Fort, what they have coming up. They go to Baldwin County next week, then Saraland here on UTV 44, Murphy at Daphne here on UTV 44, Blunt, Gulf Shores, and their open week, McGill, and they'll close it out. The home game for Dan Brennan at St. Paul's.
It is indeed.
And now pre-snap against the Toros, and
Another penalty against the Toros.
you know, the PA announcer, when he keeps saying another penalty against it, like that's, coaches don't really like to hear that coming from a PA announcer, reminding people that there's another penalty against the home team.
I don't know that you should be in any way an editorialist putting down your home team.
Hold on now. I just live here. How many kids in the
I'm
system?
talking about
yeah,
the PA guy.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me. I was like,
Yeah,
hold on here. So 128. Second and forever. Schamberger able to get it off, but Tate up to the 22, and Toro's going to have to take another timeout.
The pressure was coming again, Jim.
Oh, they did not take. I thought they were taking a timeout, but they do not. They'll hurry. Third and about 17 with a minute to go. Tate is in the slot. He's the speedster.
They've got three safeties back deep, including Bush.
Schamberger trapped. It is we wrapped up. Landon Powell, the sophomore, there again with the sack. And Spanish Fort doesn't take a timeout there on third down.
Powell's had a game, hasn't he, Jim?
He really has. They got fourth and about 21 and just letting the clock run. So inside 20 seconds, fourth down and forever. Schamberger tipped in the air, incomplete, and the Bobcats are going to come across the bay and up on the hill and get the victory here tonight as they'll just take a knee. Big win for this Theodore team after that tough loss last week.
Traveling to Bay Minette next week to take on the Baldwin County Tigers.
And Theodore just kind of wore Spanish Fort down in the second half. Big win for Coach Mask. Evens his record at 1-1. They go 1-0 in the region. And Spanish Fort will regroup with a road trip up to Bay Minette next week as the Bobcats just have to take a knee. And they will come away victorious tonight, scoring 14 unanswered in the fourth. And Theodore with the 28-17 win. They even the all-time season series up at 2 games apiece. And the first time that the final score has been more than 8 points. This one an 11-point win for the Bobcats. Never been more than 8 in the past. And Steve Mask, as we said, he and Coach Chase Smith from Spanish Fort, great friends. Big smile, big hug. As those two have become really good friends over the past 8 years that Chase Smith has been the head coach here at Spanish Fort. And we'll take a break before we sit it down to Dan Brennan on the field. Bobcats get the win here tonight on the Hill, 28-17 over the Toros. in the second half. And on the left side, Kendrick Abel, what a night for that young man. 18 carries, 186 yards and a touchdown, and really they pounded it to him in the second half, and he carries the load and carries Theodore to the victory over Spanish Fort here tonight with the touchdown to close it out there inside 2 minutes. And Theodore gets the victory, and Kendrick Abel is our one-of-a-kind player of the game as the Bobcats get the victory here on the road against the Spanish Fort Toros. So we wait for Dan Brennan to catch up with Steve Mask. He's got him now.
Theodore, a big winner tonight in Spanish Fort. Not easy. And Steve Mask is here, the coach of the Bobcats. Boy, your team was physical tonight.
Well, we imposed our will on that last drive, and I thought we had a great balance of throwing the ball in the first half, and we came back second half, decided we was going to run the ball a little bit more and give our offensive line a lot of credit, offensive coaches. It came down to a play on defense, and we got the turnover, and then we imposed our will a bit and put that thing away.
Before your defense could have a chance of getting a little tired on the field, you get the turnover, you get the stop, and then it's Abel all the way down the field, just about. It was all him.
We've got another back. I said, we don't need one. We got that one right there. That's why he gets paid a double.
You got NIL deal? Okay.
Yeah, he gets a double cheeseburger every Monday night. That's why he gets NIL money. So he gets a double cheeseburger. But, credit to our kids off a tough loss last week, coming over here across the bay. Chase does a great job. I mean, they got a lot of tradition, and it's just a classic high school football game.
Really was. Amazing atmosphere.
Amazing atmosphere.
Theodore gets the win.
And maybe to cool off sometimes.
And now we're going to bring in Coca-Cola to do what they're going to do.
All right. You ready?
Yeah, man. On behalf of Dr. Pepper Coca-Cola, congratulations, guys. Hey,
And always fun, Steve Mask talking with Dan Brennan at the end of that one. Steve Mask kind of teased our school bus stop of the game presented by NHTSA. The big turnover, they got it in the fourth quarter, and that was the difference in this one here tonight.
This is the school bus stop of the game presented by NHTSA. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out. This is the school bus stop of the game presented by NHTSA. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out.
So Bonner had such a great game, but the fumble there, and that is the NHTSA school bus stop of the game, and what a win for these Bobcats here tonight. As Steve Mask said, they come across the bay, tough place to win in Spanish Fort, and they get the victory here tonight. Want to thank our great sponsors, Andrews Diesel and Automotive, ArcelorMittal, Calvert, Coca-Cola United Bottling, Dr. Pepper, Greer's Markets, McMurphy Orthodontics, the Mobile County Sheriff's Department, NHTSA, Roof Doctors, SA Recycling, and UJ Chevrolet. So a 28-17 victory here tonight for the Bobcats. They get the win, and they move on in region play next week as they will take on McGill. Spanish Fort takes on Baldwin County. Turnovers early, but a turnover late was the difference in this one. And Spanish Fort falls tonight to Theodore on their home turf here at the Hill. Big win for the Bobcats. They win it 28-17 here on Friday Night Rivals. For Dan Brennan and our entire Friday Night Rivals crew, including Anthony Goldman, our producer here tonight. Thanks to everyone. Jim Cox saying good night. We'll see you next week from Daphne.
Onside kick recovered by the Toros. Schamberger sacked on the play. Schamberger sacked on the play. Yes, sir. Give him 6. Touchdown, Toros. Yes, sir. Give him 6. Touchdown, Toros. Yes, sir. Give him 6. Touchdown, Toros. No, sir. Fumble on the play. Marino blows it up. J.J. Bush. Touchdown Bobcats. J.J. Bush. Touchdown Bobcats. J.J. Bush. Touchdown Bobcats. Yes, sir. Juju Bonner. They thought they had him stopped, but no, sir. Recovery on the play. Yes, sir. Give him 6. Yes, sir. Give him 6. Overton on the keeper. Sam. Overton on the keeper. Sam. Abel on the carry. First down Bobcats. Abel on the carry. First down Bobcats. Overton on the keeper. Touchdown Bobcats. Overton on the keeper. Touchdown Bobcats. Marino with the pressure, and he says, no, sir. Marino with the pressure, and he says, no, sir. Juju gets the corner. Juju gets the corner. The magnificent Maggie give him. The magnificent Maggie give him. Yes, sir, that's student. Abel on the carry. Abel on the carry. Recovery on the reception. Recovery on the reception. Abel on the carry. Abel on the carry. Bush with the keeper. Bush with the keeper. Bush with the keeper. Schamberger, there are no. Schamberger's pass complete to Juju, and there are no penalties. Abel on the carry, first down Bobcats. Abel on the carry, first down Bobcats. Abel on the carry, Bobcats. Abel on the carry, Bobcats.